Hey, Pastor Steve here. Good morning. Back to Hebrews 11 again. Now, verse 24, we're speaking about Moses again here. By faith, Moses, when he became of age, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of God than to enjoy the passing pleasures of sin, esteeming the reproach of Christ greater riches than the treasures in Egypt, for he looked to the reward. And Moses is in really a position of momentous decisions here. As a adopted son of the daughter of Pharaoh, he would of course been well educated and in line for great wealth. He looked at the situation, and in his heart it seemed that Mama, when she was nursing him, gave him more than just milk. When it all shook out, he would choose the slavery of his people. Easy for us to see the results. But in faith, he just made a decision, then lived with the consequences. Moses kind of looked at his options and decided to forsake the Pharaoh's name and the Pharaoh's fame. I like the fact that millions of people know the great Moses, but very few would remember the name of that Pharaoh. He far surpassed the paltry worldly fame offered and was greatly honored by the God of the universe. Reminds me of what 1 Peter 5:6 says, right? Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, so that at the proper time he may exalt you. But I digress. Moses did what we all need to learn to do, especially when we're tempted to sin, especially when we realize that sin, which often feels good, we still need to count the cost. King David, when he peeked over the edge of the castle at that foxy lady, should have counted the cost. He did not count the cost, and he had to pay the price. But God, when he repented, forgave him, even though the consequences of that sin remained. Judas did not count the cost when he sold out Jesus. He did not count the cost, but he did pay the price. I recall a man who came to a pastor friend after his marriage had dissolved because of his unfaithfulness to his wife, and his broken-hearted cry was, "Oh, if only I could go back before that night." He didn't count the cost, but he paid the price. I have been tempted, as maybe you have too from time to time, and how often. And I've learned to stop and ask, what would the outcome be? How would this action affect my life, my wife, my ministry, my relationship with God? It has been a lifesaver for me, and I will still continue to ask the question each time I am tempted. Moses counted the cost. He forsook fame and fortune and became one of the greatest leaders of all history. Now, you want to ponder something? You ponder that.